Thanks for joining us today. We will explore the factors that contribute to the success of a company. While net profit is often seen as a key indicator, and it's important to recognize that success is multidimensional. This is where the balanced scorecard comes into play and adapted in the scoring matrix of MBS. The balanced scorecard is a performance measurement tool that helps companies identify and improve their internal functions, ultimately leading to better external outcomes. The balanced scorecard consists of several key performance indicators, KPIs, that provide a comprehensive view of a company's performance. Let's take a closer look at each category and how they are measured within the scoring matrix. Let's start with the internal business process. It is evaluated by investigating how well products are manufactured. Operational management is analyzed to track any gaps, delays, bottlenecks, shortages, or waste. In MBS, the following are included to measure your performance of internal business process. Urgent purchase expense. It reflects the additional cost incurred when expedited orders are necessary due to insufficient raw materials. This expense is automatically increased by $1.5 executed by the system, and the final calculation in the scoring matrix takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Fill rate. It measures the company's ability to meet demand and is calculated by adding the production quantity and inventory divided by potential demand. The maximum value cannot exceed 1. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Second is customer perspective, which are collected to gauge customer satisfaction with the quality, price, and availability of products or services. Customers provide feedback about their satisfaction with current products. In MBS, the following are included to measure your performance of customer perspective. Market share. It represents the company's percentage of total sales in the market. The final calculation takes the average throughout the last 4 rounds. R&D effect. It evaluates the total R&D expenses incurred to improve product quality. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Marketing effect. It assesses the total marketing expenses invested to enhance the brand and product image. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Dividend. It reflects the company's profit sharing with shareholders, indicating financial stability and attractiveness to investors. The final calculation takes the average of the total number throughout rounds. The next one is learning and growth, which are analyzed through the investigation of training and knowledge resources. This first leg handles how well information is captured and how effectively employees use that information to convert it to a competitive advantage within the industry. In MBS, the following are included to measure your performance of learning and growth. Equipment and maintenance expense. It represents the total expenses related to equipment and maintenance across the game. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Revenue growth. It measures the percentage increase in revenue from the current round compared to the previous round. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Net profit growth. It assesses the percentage change in net profit from the current round compared to the previous round. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. The last one is the financial ratio, such as sales, expenditures, and income are used to understand financial performance. These financial metrics may include dollar amounts, financial ratios, budget variances, or income targets. In MBS, the following are included to measure your performance of financial ratio. Time interest earned. It is calculated as EBIT, earnings before interest and taxes, divided by financial interest expense. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Fixed asset turnover. It measures how efficiently sales revenue is generated relative to average net fixed assets. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Total assets turnover. It evaluates the effectiveness of utilizing total assets to generate sales revenue. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. In MBS, we extended the balance scoring to the holistic understanding of the financial performance that can be used in capital budgeting and investment planning to analyze the profitability of a projected investment or project. Therefore, net present value is introduced in the scoring matrix of the MBS. The main scoring criterion of NPV is considered the net present value of dividend payouts and changes in company valuation across all rounds. Additionally, other scoring criteria associated with the balanced scorecard are available for selection. The discount rate, K, is determined by the game host and the number of rounds in progress. Economic equity is calculated as owner's equity minus equipment book value plus equipment replacement cost. Apart from this, net profit can be used to calculate the profitability of the company of each round, and the calculation is the revenue minus total expenses. It is another important financial indicator. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. We are also interested in obtaining additional information regarding the ratio of expenses or earnings derived from their assets. Consequently, we incorporate profitability ratio to assess the company's ability to generate profit from its current assets. Under the finance profitability ratio, there are net profit margin. It represents the percentage of net profit relative to revenue. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Basic profit margin. It is calculated as EBIT divided by revenue, expressed as a percentage. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Return on equity, ROE. It measures the net profit relative to total equity. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Return on assets, ROA. It evaluates the net profit relative to total asset. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Return on capital employed. It assesses the EBIT relative to the average owner equity. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Last but not the least, we also want to incorporate the factors that how the cost of supply chain management will affect the ratio of the operation expense. Therefore, the following KPI are developed to measure the efficiency of your supply chain management to leverage your business return. Fill rate, as mentioned earlier, measures the company's ability to meet demand. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Days sales of inventory. It evaluates the average inventory value relative to cost of goods sold, COGS, multiplied by 365. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Supply chain management cost ratio. It represents the operating expenses associated with purchasing, warehousing, production, and transportation relative to revenue. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. Inventory value. It reflects the value of finished goods and raw materials in inventory. A lower value is desirable. The final calculation considers the value in the last round only. Days of working capital. How many days it takes for a company to convert its working capital into revenue. Companies that take fewer days to turn working capital into sales revenue are more efficient than companies that take more days to generate the same amount of revenue. The final calculation takes the average throughout the total number of rounds. KPIs are valuable metrics that can guide strategic business decisions and help drive business growth. By analyzing and understanding the data behind the KPI, you can gain insights into the performance of your business and identify areas for improvement or optimization. You can evaluate your current strategies and processes to determine your effectiveness in meeting the desired outcome. By aligning your strategic decisions with the KPI, you can make informed choices that aim to improve performance, increase efficiency, and achieve other specific business goals. Your team can gather quantitative results that enable managers and executives to make better informed decisions for the future of your organizations. The balanced scorecard provides a holistic view of a company's performance, considering not only financial aspects, but also internal processes, customer satisfaction, learning and growth, financial ratios, and supply chain management. This comprehensive approach helps drive long-term success and sustainable growth for companies in today's dynamic business landscape. By leveraging the insights derived from KPI analysis, you can make data-driven decisions that have a positive impact on your business growth initiatives. Hope you will enjoy the learning from this extended challenge to meet your business journey.